Okay, so let me tell you what happened with my tree, okay? I call my tree tremendous, okay? On Christmas Day, my tree fell flat on her face. And we were able to salvage the tree because it fell because we, at the last moment, this was the first year, we put a different tree stand on the tree. My husband went out and brought a tree stand because the one he had lost the grip on the screws. And so the tree stand that he bought was kind of like the last moment, you know, after he didn't really search for the right one. It said it was good for an 8-foot tree or so. This was 9 feet, but it turned out that the tree bottom that we got was actually for a real tree, and this was an artificial tree. So it did not hold. I'm not sure if it didn't hold because I have so much on this tree or because it was larger than 8 feet, but the whole tree fell, and it fell this way, okay? And the ornaments that were not shatterproof broke when it fell, so it was really a big mess. So on Christmas Day, when I had all intention on doing something totally different, I had to stop and put my tree back together. So I wasn't very disappointed. I took a lot of time. I took weeks to put this tree together, and so I really did make sure that the ornaments were on and held. So when my husband and my sons lifted the tree up, most of the tree, what you see here, I would say 98% of the tree was still intact. Okay, it was just that my ribbons crushed. They were nice and fresh and flowing like the ones up here. So it got a little wrinkled. But you know, I'm so thankful that I was not all that concerned about the tree as I was for the reason for the season, which is you know, the celebration of the birth of Jesus Christ. And so on top of that, I was blessed with having my tree back, and I was able to, we were able to get it in this upright position again, and my husband actually had to you know, fasten it against the stair here with some bungee cords until, you know, we're able to get the proper tree stand. So I'm thankful for how my tree turned out. I put this chair here. It's a little tight. Once the tree goes down, we'll be able to open up the living room area a bit. But this is my Christmas doll that I use for the holiday, and her name is Claire. I named her Claire. And I'm going to, there's something else that I'm going to show you in this video, but I'm just going to let her sing for a moment so you can see what she has to say.
Sleigh bells ring, all you little men, in the lane, snowing Christmas, a beautiful sight, we're happy tonight, walking in a winter wonderland. In the meadow we can build a snowman, let's pretend that he's Parson Brown. He'll say, are you married? We'll say no, ma'am. You can do the job when you're in town. Later on, we'll fire.
Okay, so these bows really give this tree a nice, fancy look. Okay, so I loaded the tree with ornaments, and I have nice little, beautiful things. And when I did my chandelier wreath, I carried over the theme that I have here on the tree of the vintage. And so these bulbs I got, also this came from the Jacqueline Smith collection, along with these clips. It's not Jacqueline, I don't believe the clips were from the Jacqueline Smith collection, but they're gorgeous and it's very, very vintage looking. Okay, so I have known where I put that from. Where I just took that from. I'm just going to stick this somewhere. Can you imagine? It's just really good. Okay, this is good. Okay, so I have some sprays on here. I put flowers, you see? I just stuck flowers in here just like that. And then I put a spray in there just for a pop of color. And I added some longer ornaments. And I put gold and silver together. And this right here is a snowflake. I don't know if it looks like a star or a snowflake. It's got two different sides to it. There's the stones on one side and there's the glitter on the other side. Okay, and just more flowers. Look at this. I just stuck this in here. Okay, very, very, very easy to do. Okay, and the ribbon gives it just such a really, really nice feel. And then I have my other nutcracker that I got from the Goodwill store. I just planted over here. Okay, so what I did was I used this canister that I would normally put drinks in, and I just put a Christmas tree in there, and put a Santa Claus ornament that I had in there with a little bell on top, and I added this on here with a little snow inside, and I have a little snow globe. Okay, that's something I've been wanting to do for a long time, so I finally got to do that. Okay, and just put some, artificial snow in there, and some bulbs, a few sprays, along with these stems, and I just really, really, really like this cozy look over here. Okay, so just a few ornaments there, and my little people. And I'm going to show you what I have here on my steps. Now, my husband and I, we have painted these walls in here, and so I'm sure it looks a little different from last year. I'm so glad that we took the time to do that, but it ran all the way into Thanksgiving and almost into the Christmas holiday, but we finally got it done. So here on my steps, I just have these containers that I have sparkling cider in each of these containers going up the steps, and I have a few Christmas stuffed animals. And so the next video that I show you in this area, you're going to see that we're going to have different new carpet on the steps, because that's something that we needed to do. And we're going to add some carpet also into the living room. So there's just one other area I didn't show you, and so I just want to back up and show you that real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm in my hall area. This is right outside the bathroom, right near to the front door, and I just did a little something different. If you look at my home tour from 2014, you'll see that it's very different. Okay, again, this is my vintage Christmas, and so I wanted the wire, and I wanted the antique-y looking Christmas items. Okay, so I just added a few things here. I have so much stuff I wasn't even able to use everything that I have for my Christmas collection in this video. Okay, so I just kind of pulled out some things. But this is something that I had in my bathroom, and I pulled it out because I thought it would be perfect to hold you know, items that I could use, like in my living room. I have this warm, cozy thing that I got from the Goodwill store, and it has sleeves, if I could find it. Okay, here we go. All right, so here's one sleeve. Am I right? Yeah, here's one sleeve and here's another, and it's very, very warm and cozy. So this would be one of the items that I have tucked away over here. And this is something else that I got from the Goodwill store. You know, these are nice things to have in the living room, you know, when you're sitting on the sofa and you want to be nice and cozy. So this is another throw that that's nice and soft and cuddling that I can keep down here. Okay, and then I have some others that I have stacked here. Okay, so as well as this one. And so that's what I'm using this for. Alright, so I can put that there. This is the poinsettia that I told you I had. This is artificial. Okay, and just a little treatment here on the window and this lamp. I thought that this was just perfect for this space. It's not too cluttered. I still have a, you know, a adequate space for people to walk by in this area. Okay, so now I'm going to take you to the front door. Okay, so here's the front door. And the treatment that I have here is going to carry on over to my steps and to my tree. And I'm going to show you that last, but I wanted to show you the front door since we're right here. This is a wreath that I just wanted to add a pop of color to. So I added this fabric to it just to bring it out and so it wouldn't look so dull. Okay, and I'm going to show you my dining room, and then I'm going to bring you into the kitchen. I'm sorry, I'm going to show you my dining room, then I'm going to bring you into the living room. Okay, I've been talking all summer long about this vintage Christmas that I've been wanting to do. And so in my decor, you'll see some vintage items, and it's just my rendition of the vintage period, which is a period that I love. I just love that antique look. So what I did was I put a little garland and I put it in a swag with some placenta lighting in here. And I have this picture of my son wearing an oversized overcoat, and it's in a black and white, and he painted it. It was a gift that he gave me from school, and it just looks so antique-y to me, so I figured I'd use that. And so the decorations that I used are kind of antique-y. These are some beads that I used with my kids when I was homeschooling, and we made these. And so this is from like 1994. Okay, so that's, you know, that's dated backwards, and so I threw that with my antique decor. And these are some ornaments that look kind of antique, so I put that on there too, as well as these. Okay, you'll see that on my tree as well. Okay. So I tried to use ornaments that looked aged. This is also something that I made. This is a picture of my daughter when she was younger. And then here, I got this from the Goodwill store. So in my vintage shopping haul, you'll see that I have a lot of the items that you'll see that I'm going to show you that I'm using in my decor. I thought that was really cute. I also had this in my shopping haul because I said that there were items that I was going to put in my shopping haul that I would use for Christmas. So these are just a few things that I did in my bathroom, not much. So this is a little tree. I also got this from the Goodwill store. And actually this is a swan that I use all year round. And all I did was put some Christmas bows on it, just to give it a little Christmas feel. Okay, and I leave it right there. My apron I put in here so this way it's near the laundry room. I can always throw it in the laundry room to be washed. And when I'm in the bathroom in here, I can just get it from in here, put it back, and that's just a good place to have it because my kitchen is filled with stuff. Okay, so I have some potpourri here. I have a lot of potpourri, dry potpourri flowers that I have that I can have on display, but because it's so much, a lot of times I just keep some inside the bag. So that's what I have here. And this is just a napkin holder, and it's very, very Christmassy. Okay, it's got a nice little Christmas tree on there. That sits on top of this table runner that I made, about 30 years ago. Okay, so other than that, that's it. There's just something I have here in the corner. I just left it there. Last year, I filled it with pine cones. This year, I just left it. Because like I said, I only have 4 weeks to get all this done. So I'm going to show you what I have going on in the next room. Okay, on this side of the kitchen, I just have some placemats that I used, and these are candle holders, but I chose not to put the candles in those holders this time. I just threw a few sprays on here just to add a little touch of additional color, and I put some lights on here, and it looks really nice with the lights off, and so that's all I did with that. That's on top of this microwave that my kids use more than the big one here, and that's basically what I did over there. Okay, so over here I did a DIY on how I did my window ledge. I was inspired to do this one evening, and I just did the DIY on it, so I'm going to leave the link for that on my channel. And over here I just added a few things, a few embellishments, and I did the same on both sides. Okay, I even used the pumpkins that I had from Thanksgiving because I like the color. It's a nice pop of color. I added pine cones and a little candle and just some flowers, and just use these jars, these glasses, and just put a little ribbon around it, filled it with pine cones and some colors of from my potpourri, and just added it here on the shelf. Did the same treatment on the other side. And here, because I made hand towels in the kitchen, I put some Christmassy towels on here. This is usually what you would put in the bathroom, but I thought it would be appropriate in here. And just to break up the monotony of all the color, I added a little gold placemat right here. And here is a vase. Last year I decorated the vase with some other things and put lights in it. This time I chose not to put lights in it. And I just used some flowers and some pine cones here on the side, and just, you know, did an array of something exotic, because this spells vintage to me. Okay, the red, the really deep maroon red. And then on the windowsill, I used these 2 canisters that I often fill with various things. I hardly ever put flour and sugar and things like that in it. Lastly, I've had packages of like seasonings, but I thought that it would just be appropriate if I would fill it with the potpourri pieces and have it overflowing onto the windowsill with light colors. And so that's what I did here. And then I put this candle here, which doesn't have a wick. What I do with this candle, I put it on the candle warmer, and I get my scent that way. So treatment on both sides. And this is something I made last year, and I just threw that up there. But to me, this spelled vintage, so it was appropriate for my decor. And over here, I got this cake stand from the Goodwill store, and I really didn't want to use it for cake because I have a glass cake stand that I would most likely use. But I figured I'd just put this here and use it as a pedestal for certain things that I would be needing for the holidays, like the fragrances. Okay, these are fragrances that I'm using. This is another candle, and this is a candle. It's called Whispering Wood, and it smells delicious. I found out about this candle, and it's beautiful also, from someone at Kmart. She said that she grew up with this scent, and they lived in a some type of wooden, where they had that smelled like the firewood and the cabin type environment that she lived in. So she was buying a lot of them, and it was on sale for close to $5. It's regularly close to $10 for one. And so I took her advice. I seen her buying it. She said it reminded her of growing up at home with her parents, and she wanted that for the Christmas holiday. So I went ahead and I grabbed 2 of them. Okay, this is something that I use to put different things in. It's empty now, but in the top I filled it with cloves, and it has such a nice scent in the kitchen along with all the other scents, and so it's fragranted, and I left that right here. Now this I also showed on my shopping haul, my vintage shopping haul. When I bought it, it was really crummy. I only paid a few dollars for it, and I knew I was going to clean it out and redo it, and I put new snow in there. So the thing is, this is a mason jar. I assume that it was handmade because on the back it has even measuring lines on here, and on the back it says Bali. That is Bali or Ball, I think it's Bali, the name of the mason jars. And so that I thought was really, really nice and vintage looking. This I've had, I think, that I've always had a vintage feel, and so things like this is very vintage and homey and cabin and traditional like. So I like to hold on to these things. I know I added another one to my collection because I got these a year ago. So I did add another one. I'm going to show you that. And so this is a candle, not a candle, this is a simming pot, what I use for my potpourri, and I have some of those scents. I put some drops in here, and it burns really, really slow, and it fragrances the whole house, and so I have that going all day long. Back over here, these are hand warmers, and you warm up the piece on the inside, and it's to warm your hands, and so this is really cute. And this I have here, it's decorative, it's antique looking. This is Cherish Family and Friends, and this is a little Christmas light that I have underneath. It's just a candle. It's just a bulb. Okay, and it sits back in place. Now this is a vase that I had. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with this one because I have a lot of glass, but I filled it with fragranted pieces. And also on my vintage shopping haul, I show these pieces and that they're fragranted, and I also said I would use them somehow in my decor, and so I chose to just put it inside this vase and just leave it here, and this also freshens up my kitchen. You see this also from my vintage shopping haul. This is a cup I got from the Goodwill store, and it says J on it for Justine, and I love using this cup. Okay, just another touch of Christmas in here. Okay, and on the other side of my kitchen, on the other side of the counter, I just have this napkin holder, okay, and this little lighted up embellishment just to add a little Christmas feel in here. Okay, so I'm going to show you my breakfast table, and I'll be right back. Okay, now this is a new feature in my kitchen, okay, because we decided to put a little breakfast table area in here. This is where my husband and I were able to sit here and discuss business in the morning and also eat. Okay, so what I did was I bought these cushions in addition to, and there's just so much that has transpired this holiday season. We've been painting and redecorating, and so my husband just put this carpet down in here. It's carpet square tiles. It's gorgeous. It started in the family room, and I thought of the idea of having it come all the way out to this area since I knew we were going to be getting this table. So I added these cushions to the chair without really matching it, but it still goes. Okay, so I got that from Walmart. Okay, and this is just a little, I don't always find curtains that I want. In the past, I've bought fabric and made my own tablecloths, and when I have time, I'll get to do that again. But what I did was I just put a curtain. A lot of times when I find curtains like at the Goodwill store and it's just one curtain, I'll use it for the table instead of using it on the window. Okay, this is a table runner that I made a long time ago. And this is a candle that I got from the Goodwill store, candle holder. It's beautiful. This is also a candle that I bought from, I think it was Habitat for Humanities. Okay, and it was only a couple dollars. And this is a little wreath that I got that I thought would look really vintage if I put it on top, and so that's what I did. This is my little gingerbread house, and just add a little softness to the kitchen. I put this here, and this is a candle, okay, and I don't think that I would light it because I want to maintain the pine cone look. Okay, and this is the other piece that I added, you know, to put baked goods in, breads and things like that. All right, so I just added this here because basically we just sit at one of these chairs. There's a fourth chair over there, but it's just basically the two of us that are sitting at this table. I guess we're just kind of testing the waters and seeing what it will be like, you know, when we become empty nesters, but we're far from that right now. Okay, this is a curtain that I put up here. It's not Christmassy, but it carries on the feel of the vintage. And so it's just a half curtain. I made that some time ago, and I thought it goes well in here. Over here in this side of my dining room, I did something different from last year as well. I moved my stand that I use, this little table, which I usually have over there on that side. And because I moved the table further over this way, I just really like this space and what a difference, you know, redecorating will do to a feel in a room. And so this is a working clock. I got this from the Goodwill store, and also I got this mirror from the Goodwill store. And this mirror, I featured this on my vintage shopping haul. I paid $5 for this lamp, and it's gorgeous. It came just just like this. And so when I bought it, it didn't have the piece for this lampshade to hold. And so my husband found a piece from another lamp, and I was able to attach it. But the day when I was showing this, I could not find the piece, so I wasn't able to show you what it looked like when it was together. So this is what it looks like. And this is a plaque that I got some time ago, and it says vintage on it with an old-fashioned telephone. I used to have one of those. I had this some years ago. I got it from a thrift shop. And so, you know, just a few more decorative items that I have in here. Placemats over here. This antique looking key, you know, which is so nice for this period as well. And just before I close this video out, I just want to show you what I did in my living room. This is something that I like to leave all year round. This curtain here. Like I said, I just really love the vintage period, and I love that style. And so this is something that I will also be building on. I think I want to really incorporate the vintage even in other seasons, okay? So that's something that I'd like to share with you as it's developing. So thank you so much for joining me in this vintage Christmas haul. Okay, this is Justine Williams with Journals, Jewels, and Merry Christmas and
I'm flying high, but I've got a feeling I'm falling for nobody else but you. You caught my eye, and I've got a feeling I'm falling. Show me the ring and I'll jump right through. I used to. I'm flying high, but I've got a feeling I'm falling for nobody else but you. I've got a feeling I'm falling for nobody else but you. I'm flying high, but show me the ring and I'll jump right through. Show me the ring and I'll jump right through. Show me the ring and I'll jump right through. I used